Hello everybody and a very warm welcome to Crafters TV. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you're watching us from. Thanks for being here. My name's Ben Moseby. What a day we've had and what a night we have got for you as well. Been two fantastic shows so far. Monday Makers this evening with some fantastic deals for you and well, lots hopefully that you're going to enjoy. Just to say, we have got two giveaways to do in this show. It is National Gardening Day today, in case you didn't know. We're all about the national days currently. And we have two prizes to give away at the end of the show, which I'll tell you about in just a bit. But all we want you to do in this show is comment along, let us know what you're shopping for, ask the questions, because we have not one, but two fabulous people here for Monday Makers tonight. Obviously the fish is with me, who will say hello to you in just a few moments time, but a face that you may not recognise, although if you are a regular down our Evesham store, you will certainly recognise this lady who's going to be with us tonight as well. It is the lovely Ali. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's great to have you here. Have you you enjoyed the day so far?
I have. It's been lovely. Really good fun. It's been really nice to see everything that actually happens in the shows when I'm watching at home, and yeah.
Is it everything you hoped it would be and more?
Oh, and more.
Now, for people who go to the Evesham store, obviously they recognise your face, but for I mean, a lot of our, I suppose the majority of our US viewers won't know you. What do you do down at the Evesham store?
So at the store, I teach classes there.
Yeah.
So I'm teaching, gosh, up to 7, 8 classes a week. And I'd also do demos, so demonstrations. So we have big events in the store. So all the new products that come out every month, I'm there and showing off how you can use them. We've got good deals on them, and we have huge events as well, like Christmas in July, and we're going to have a mini craftaganza and all sorts of things. So there's loads of things going on at the store. It's well worth a visit.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's amazing. So you're doing these well, sort of live craft alongs to people who can come along and craft with you, or are they just watching and like picking up hints and tips?
So in the classes, they come along and they actually do the class. So you get the product in front of you and you craft along with us. We come around and help teach you how to do all the stuff. In the demos, that's when you can just come and ask for inspiration, ask any questions that you've got as well. But the craftaganza, that one is going to be an event that people will be crafting along with, which we're hoping to do more of. And
what is your sort of go-to craft? What's the thing that you like to do most, or sort of your specialist thing, if you like?
Colouring is my passion. I love colouring, but I also love water reactive inks. I love alcohol inks. Alcohol inks are beautiful, but I also have fallen in love with water reactive stuff as well. So anything inky, messy, anything that will get my fingers dirty.
I love that. I love that so much. Make sure you say hello to Ali in the comments and welcome her to the channel. You're going to be doing some demos for us tonight as well, so without giving too much away, what will you be showing us tonight?
So tonight I'm going to be showing, oh, I felt like
I know, tonight Ben, I'm going to be
since the clouds coming on. Tonight I'm going to be
smoke out loud. Here we go.
It might be because I'm showing the colour creation powders and some techniques on how to do them. So yeah, don't cough or sneeze because it could go everywhere. But yeah, so hopefully you may not have seen these techniques before, but if you have, learn from them again.
Hey, it's brilliant, you know, to get lots of different takes and different ideas, and that's what it's all about. Well, thank you, Ali. We'll see you in just a little while. As I say, comments in, please. I'll say a few hellos to you guys in just a few moments' time, but let's say hello to the other lady who is here, of course, across the evening as well. The one and only McGiggles is here. Debbie Fisher, how are you?
I'm really good. I mean, the show started off with a bang and a giggle, hasn't it? So it's so lovely having Ali in the studio. It's so nice to get to see a different face. But even better, it is really lovely that you're able to get a different perspective on one of our crafts. So we know our colour creations are out of stock, but you're going to love what Ali does with them. So if you've already got them, honestly, you're going to want to see her techniques. They are amazing, absolutely amazing. But we are starting with our paper pleater. So I'm going to show you some samples, and then Ben is going to show you exactly what we've got for you. I love these because you can do them in all different sizes. This is the large one. Comes in a full set, which is incredible. incredible. Ben will show you all the boards, but you're able to make all these different shapes just by pleating your papers, and we've made it simple for you by including embossing folders that do the lines for you. I love this one. Look how absolutely stunning that is.
That is incredible.
Just a really large flower on that card in different colours looks amazing. I also love this one as well with all those butterflies on there. I mean, who thought you could pleat your cardstock and make them into these most amazing shapes and have them looking absolutely spectacular? So you'll want to get those, and they're on a great offer as well. So yeah, over to Ben.
Yeah, they are on a fantastic offer, which I will take you through. As I've mentioned, 2 prizes for you tonight. So it's gardening day today. We've got 2 die sets to give away. Twice over actually on the show. So all you have to do is send us a little comment. Actually, it's a die set and an embossing folder in each of the giveaways. So we will pick 2 winners at the end of the show for a comment coming through. So make sure you say hello, welcome Ali, ask any questions. We've got Becky on the socials tonight with Violet joining us in North Carolina. Erica's in Central Florida. Genesis says hello. Hi LC. Hi Janice Mel. Hello Betty Weaver in Idaho. And Laurie Barnett from Gilbert, Arizona. Jana Adams is in Vegas. Zoe Carver's in West Sussex. Beth Metzger says hi everyone. And hi to Hilary and Holly Collie, hello, and Woof. And P.D. Martin says, I'm so excited about the show and to meet Ali. Always excited about being with Debbie and Ben and the team and all of the fab community. Sarah Winston says hello to Ali. Mary Beth Dawes says hi everyone, back in time for the show. And also Stephen says, afternoon Ben and Debbie and Ali. I love your store at Evesham. It's nice to see you at the head office. And Rebecca says, hi Ben, Ali and Debbie, been a busy day. Had a family trip to the dentist. Oh, lovely. Lovely. Keep the comments coming through. Let me show you this deal though that Debbie was alluding to. It is crazy, crazy value when you consider you're going to get everything here to be able to make the most amazing projects. And the genius, of course, is in the fact that you're getting these brilliant folders, different widths of the emboss that you're going to get. So you're going to be able to create different looks with those pleats. Those are the folders that you're going to be getting, 3 of those. I'll mention it again because I just loved it earlier on. Debbie's saying, of course, if you wanted to use those as well for the kids to practice their handwriting, then how perfect is that? Just handwriting on the lines that, of course, that you can emboss on the folders there. But mainly you're going to be using them because you're going to be pleating all of the templates that come with this kit at $17.60 or $22.40. Now, majority of the time with these, you're going to get 3 different sizes within each of the templates. So this one here is your beautiful flower, 3 different sizes, and of course, as we were talking about earlier on, those lines are going to show you which way then to place your template inside your folder to get that perfect pleat. Now, on top of that, you have got hearts in there in 3 different sizes. You've got your, I mean, that could be another floral, to be honest with you, but it says a star. I suppose it depends what sort of colours you're doing these things in, really. This one's that beautiful butterfly. If you want to see that one in action, you can go back earlier on to Wake Up Call. That one in 3 different sizes. You've got your beautiful snowflake in there, and then also your banner, your rosette is included within that bundle as well for you. Now, on top of that, all of your foliage you're going to be receiving, again, in different sizes and in different styles. 3 templates a piece, apart from the last large one, where you get 4. And if that wasn't enough, so the folders, the templates, and 3 punches as well, which is incredible value. You're getting the circle, the heart, and the star punch to go with the paper pleater and everything I've just shown you there. Now, normally this should be $45.96, $56.84, £17.60 if you're a platinum member, or $22.40. Massive value for money. If you have questions about this, don't forget to fire those in, and we will ask Debbie as we go. A few quick hellos and then we'll get into the demo. Jane joins us, and Donna says, I'm in the US, so visiting one of the CC stores and attending a class is on my bucket list. And Margaret Birch says, hi from Tewkesbury. I've done many classes with Ali. The last demo day was amazing, and Ali is a fantastic teacher. We're going to find out just how fantastic she is in just a little while. But before that, let's get on over to the ever fantastic, lovely Debbie, who is going to show us a lovely demo with this kit.
So what is paper pleating? Paper pleating is a really old-fashioned form of art in pleating paper, which means you put a mountain and valley fold into it. We used to do it at school, used to make rosettes, but that was pretty much where it stopped, making rosettes. We've now made it really simple, where we've given you templates to actually make all these different shapes. Now, these templates come in all different shapes and sizes, and we have loads for you as well. I thought I would do, I know it's sort of not near sort of Christmas or winter, but I thought I'd do the snowflake because it's not one we see very often demonstrated. So I'm just going to take one of these. Now, we've got them in 3 different sizes, lots of different sizes that you get all these templates on, however you want to do them. So I'm going to take this first one. And also, you can actually, we cut them into a lot of plain papers. And Ben, I was thinking, let's bring in some pattern papers because they're the right weight, I think, to be able to pleat. This is a 180 GSM, and I've just used this out of one of Sarah's, I think it was Winter Wonderland one, but you can use it whichever ones you want. So I want to cut 2 of these. With every single one of these, it gives you a template that shows you where your lines go, and your lines are where they go on your embossing folder. So when you've cut this out, you don't want to put it this way because your lines are going that way, so that would go this way where your lines are running. So nice and simple. Also tells me I need 2 of them. Now, because of my weight of paper, I'm just going to fold this over, and we're going to cut 2 at the same time because it's pointless cutting 2 different ones. We might as well do 2 of the same. So all I'm going to do is, and in fact, yeah, that's fine. I was going to put it down so where the pencil line isn't seen very well, but it doesn't really matter because we can cut the pencil line away. So we're just going to go round and make those marks all the way around there. And did you say, so 180 is pretty much the best sort of weight to go with? Yes, so 120, 160, 180. Once you start getting up to the sort of 200s and 240s, that makes it, you can do it, Ben, but I would say where the embossed lines are, you might have to reinforce them with your scoring board, just so you get a bit more stretch into your material, because when you're going into a thicker material, it can crack the card if you're not embossing that line properly. But yeah, so I would say that's definitely a good weight to go with. So once we've done that, I'm just going to cut those out. So 2 at a time. I'm making sure that I really hold that. So where we go round our lines, we're not moving our cardstock. So I'm going to go straight into there and just cut away there. So nice and easy. And the best thing about this is that you can do it 2 pieces at once. Yeah. And I would say if you're not very good with scissors, then you can use your craft knife. Okay. You can also emboss the lines in, Ben, because we can emboss stencils into our as a template. Yeah, a lot of people love to do that now. Yeah, don't they, a lot of people do. So Debbie Robinson loves it. She likes any template, she likes to emboss them. For me, I never think you can see the lines very well in the studio because the lines are quite bright. You have to sort of tip it side by side to be able to see where the lines are. Where a pencil line, you can't miss, can you? You're just going to cut that around where you need it to be. Now you can round, they're slightly rounded around the edges, but actually I quite like the pointy edges. So I'm not worrying about making them rounded around the edges. We're just going to use the points as they are. And it's just a case, I'm going directly onto that line. So when we cut it all out, you'll find that you won't have, you won't be able to see the line. And is that the 6-inch snips you're using there? Yes, it is, yes. So again, is that just because they're the nearest ones, or are they the best ones to? So for this shape, so I think depending on your shape, because I quite like using the smaller scissors. I like the little snips, more so than I've ever done before, because I don't normally use them a lot, but I quite like them for any sort of fussy cutting. But this one feels like the right size to just cut those pieces out. They're just back in stock as well, those 6-inch scissors. Oh, that's cool. I heard you say the other day about Debbie Robinson having them in her car. Yes, she did. Yeah, and I thought, how have I not thought of that? There's so many times that I've needed scissors in the car. I thought, I need some. I think she pretty much has scissors in every room of her house and now in the car as well. So she's so the other place I use a pair to cut my hair with. You cut your own hair? Yeah. I cut my fringe. Ah, right. Because it always grows too quick before my next appointment, so I always cut my fringe. Yeah. They are brilliant. I've got 2 pairs of the 6-inch snips, and one upstairs, one downstairs in the kitchen drawer, because I think once you've tried them, you'd never go back to another pair of scissors. Very true. Because they're the best in the world. They certainly are. because they work.
Yes.
Right, now we've got 3 embossing folders for here, and you just have to work out which one goes in which. So I'm going to show you, because earlier I was having a play with these. If you put it into this large one, which you would think it's slightly off, the lines are slightly off, because what we want to do, we want to create more lines. And if I put it there, you can see, let's put it there, this one is slightly off. So it means your smaller one is going to work on here. So we're going to pop that there. And each one should line up with a line. There we go.
Right.
So I know that's absolutely perfect. So we're going to place that inside and we're going to line that up. So just looking where we can see it, line each side. So I'm looking this point, then lining up the next one, making sure, yep, that's perfect. So once you've done that, then you can run it through. And all you need to do is sandwich it between your 2 cutting plates, so your 2 white cutting plates for your Gemini, and run it through.
Will they go through the MIDI?
They will go through the MIDI.
Nice.
So with the MIDI, you just need the shim that comes with the MIDI to put it through.
Good stuff.
So yeah, perfect for that. So once you've done that, let's move these out of the way, like so.
Our Debbie's just messaged, she's watching, saying brilliant, brilliant scissors for multi-uses in craft and beyond.
I love that, it's so funny. Hello, Debbie.
Hi, Debbie.
See, she's tuning in to watch Ali, that's what it is, isn't it?
Everybody is. We'll say a few more hellos in just a bit.
So we're mounting and valley folding now. So it's as simple as that. It's just a case of going from one way to the other, you know, like we used to when we was at school. Did you ever used to make sort of rosettes and pleated paper when you were younger?
I think, yeah, way back when. It's such a long time ago, Debbie, I can barely remember. But Jessica's just said, funnily enough, I haven't pleated anything paper since my Girl Scout days. It was the kind of thing that you would do, like in the Scouts or the Cubs, wasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Or the Brownies, yeah, absolutely.
That's very true, very true. The beavers they're saying about. So beavers was before Cubs. So that would be like rainbows before Brownies.
Yeah. Or where I was from back in Brixham, but I've told this tale, I'm not going to go into it, the Anchor Boys.
I've never heard of that.
I think it was a seaside thing.
So I can see, and that's probably just my cutting, that I've got one little bit that's too long. So all I'm going to do is go down that side and we're just going to trim that piece away, like so. And then that way we're all in line with all that piece, you can see there. So once you've done that, then we're going to bend this in half. So you want to find your midpoint. So I'm just going to use my glass mat, sort of roughly pop those there. And then that middle section there, I'm going to bend in half, like so. And all we're going to do then is really squeeze those together. Now this is why I'm saying if you use thicker cardstock, that would be really hard to put those 2 pieces together because you're sort of squeezing in a lot of your card. And then all we're going to do is I'm seeing which are, so this side's got the bigger piece, so I'm actually going to move that to the other side because, I'll show you in a second, the middle section has a bigger amount for me to stick to. Mm-hmm. So let's just do this one. So this whole piece here, I can use my glue. So, use my tacky glue. And we're just going to stick that together.
And this is the glue of choice. We talked about this earlier, isn't it? But tacky glue, you say, is like the way forward with this type of craft.
Yeah, absolutely. Tacky glue is exactly what it says. It sort of sticks quite quickly. You just have to hold it for a few seconds for it to grab. Less is more. You don't want to smother it and use loads of glue, which is why I like to use my little bottle. So if you can get your little bottles, they come in packs of 3. You'll find them on the website with the little pin. And you'll notice I always have mine upside down. I always put it in a little pot where my pin doesn't get lost as well. But you always want to make sure that your pin is submerged in the glue. Because when it's in the glue, it means that it's not going to go rusty. It'll always have that glue into place. So I am just going to leave that out because we want to do a bit more glue and just want to make sure that that's stuck. So let me just a little bit more squeeze and there we go. I think we're pretty much. So that gives us half of one. Yeah. So I've already done one, which we glued earlier. So you can see once it's finished, that's exactly the same size, even though that looks smaller. Yeah. I just want to make sure that that glue is holding before I start to fan it out. because then once you start fanning it out, you get sort of that bigger amount. Then what you do is put the two together.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
And then that creates a snowflake. So all we're going to do here is use our glue again, and we're just going to glue those two pieces together. Oh, I seem to have a blockage, so let me just pop my pin back in there. There we go. And then we should be able to stick those. Yes, there we go.
Perfect.
So nice and simple. Oh, I've probably got, it seems to be a bit in there that wants to keep getting stuck, so I must have a dry bit of glue in there, and then it keeps coming to the foreground. Put some on there. So once we've done that, we're just going to hold these two together. Now you could use a hot glue gun,
Yeah.
which would be perfect, but I'm just going to use my, I like my tacky glue. So stick that part together. Once that starts to take hold, we can pop our other piece together, like so. You could also use tape pens if you wanted to. If you wanted that quicker stick,
Oh, okay.
then you could easily use your tape pens. So I like tacky glue because once it's stuck down, it's not going to come apart.
That's it, yeah.
So just holding that just for a few seconds. I mean, ideally, you want to sort of leave tacky glue for about 30 seconds to a minute, and then that will evaporate and make it a bit more stickier. So that gives you your snowflake. We can manipulate that a bit more when it's fully dry. I don't want to do too much with it because I don't want it to come apart. We want that to stick. So while that's sticking, and actually if I turn it over, if you wanted the pattern side, you can have the pattern as well.
Yeah.
And that's our sort of what we would class as our B side. And then all you would need to do then, I can't believe we've actually got this offer on where you've got the little punches as well.
It's bonkers, isn't it?
It is, yeah, you're getting 3 different sizes. These are so usable, and you're just going to use these to go onto your middle section here, which is going to pop that all together. I do need a little bit more glue in there.
It's a sensational price because really all you're missing from the original launch, if you like, is the paper pad. But think how many paper pads you've got in your craft room right now, and what the opportunity, like Debbie's showing you here, to get all those different papers out and create some really unique projects with some fantastic papers for all sort of seasons and all people and all projects, right?
Yeah, absolutely, for everything. Yeah, they're so good. And I'm just going to show you, I didn't show you the decoration, so I'm just going to hold, while I'm holding that in place, let me find that decoration because that was really beautiful. Here it is. So using that snowflake, look how gorgeous that is. I mean, that's amazing. So that's using 2 of the smaller ones, so like this one that I've used there, and then the middle section is the larger one, and it's just 3 of them that are sort of sandwiched together. And that is how you do them. There we go.
Absolutely perfect. Love how easy this system makes paper pleating, says Amani. I think that's the point, isn't it? It does make it accessible, makes it a lot easier for you, as we were talking earlier on. You know, you take things like the Touch of Sparkle collection, making that easier, the iris folding previously, making that easier for you. You know, we create these systems to make life hopefully a bit easier for you so you can try all of these things out. Loads of lovely comments coming through, actually. A lot of chat about the scissors tonight too. Lynn says, good evening, Debbie, Ben, Becky and all the team. Mary, lovely Mary, who I met at Birmingham, joins us saying, hi Ali, it's great to see you on my favourite show. I love all you've taught me and your patience that you have. And Jane says, big hello to Ali, lovely to see you on Crafters TV. Love your classes at Evesham. We'll see Ali very, very shortly. Doreen says, I threw a lot of scissors away since I bought the ones from CC. There you go. They don't stick to tape and are too heavy to hold in my hands. They always hurt because of neuropathy due to chemo. Rebecca says, Anchor Boys were before Boys Brigade here. So, maybe it was a thing elsewhere as well. And I've never heard of it anywhere else. And D-Rob says, hello, beautiful people. I hadn't realised our lovely Ali was on today. I'm in my craft room prepping for Friday's new launch. Yes, Debbie is here on Friday with George. It's the Barnsley Brigade. They'll be with you on Friday. Good Friday. Nicholas just said, subtitles will be needed. I'm sure it'll be fine. The two of them are brilliant, but I know firsthand, I went for a coffee with both of them a while back, and when they get together, they go proper Barnsley. They do. Alison says, had my Spectrum Noir Classic bundle pens arrived today. Happy days. And Trudy says, I've just bought the precision snips during the last show. They are finally back in stock. £17.60 for this collection, £22.40. Remember, you get everything, all the templates, the folders and of course those punches as well. It's a brilliant, brilliant buy. Grab it now whilst you can. Now, lots to come on Monday Makers. You can shop the show, see all of the deals that we've got for you. Loads, partial 3D embossing folders. We've got the Character Embossing Stamp and Die collections, and we've got illustrators on the show for you too. And as we mentioned at the top of the show, the fantastic Ali is here as well. So we're going to have a short break, just get reset whilst Debbie hands over to Ali, and we'll come back in about 4 or 5 minutes time and see what she's got up her sleeve.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the crafters companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty program today and receive 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits to joining Club Inspire include special members only sales, and you can receive discounts or exclusive access to products and even free gifts. You will receive 1 point for every pound, dollar or euro that you spend. And the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. See if you can craft your way up to our ultimate Club Inspire tier, Platinum, where you'll enjoy the very best discounts and rewards that we offer. As you keep climbing through the club, you can actually reach Platinum Plus and even Platinum for life. The more points you collect, the more you will be rewarded within our amazing special Club Inspire community. So, what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today. Look who I'm with. I'm down at Hobby Maker and look who's in.
Oh God, it's been years. We've
Are you just sitting doing it? Oh my God,
this
Hobby,
is
look at this.
this is this afternoon.
Oh.
Look at this.
Listen, I've got some amazing news. Sandra is coming to Crafters TV.
I know.
Tell them, when are you on?
Next week, next Wednesday.
Next Wednesday, right. And what are you going to be doing?
Oh, we've got Written in the Stars.
Right.
We've got some back to class products to come on as well. So if you couldn't get to class or you've never been to one, you think I want to have a go, I've got some stencils that are going to enable you to do what we've done in class. So you're going to be able to draw some things that you never thought possible. Absolutely, it's going to be wonderful.
Sandra does this incredible technique. You've never seen it before, right? It's like grown-up doodling, isn't it?
It is, absolutely it is. Imagine you've got a ruler and you draw a straight line. Easy, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
easy because you can't draw a straight line without one.
Yeah.
So if you've got a stencil that allows you to draw some shapes and you know which order to put them in and where to add a bit of shade, you suddenly created a wonderful piece of artwork. And that's as easy as it is. Honestly, I know it's easy for me to say, but it is. That's how you do it.
We have been friends for years, and I'm so excited
long.
that we're going to have it back on Crafters TV. I know you're going to love the stuff. You're going to learn so much. So Wednesday. Preview on Wake Up Call, and then she's got her own show in the afternoon. It's going to be incredible. Right, we'll see you then.
All right, have you a good show yourself. See you soon.
Actually, it's tomorrow. It's Tuesday. That's one of my favourite things ever. I mean, obviously, we won't be able to play it again after tomorrow. But that's a shame. But Sandra is here tomorrow. I know she has got so many fans, and Sanntangle is unbelievable. If you've never seen it before, make sure you're here because A, Sandra is excellent, and B, Sanntangle is amazing. If you have seen it before, you don't need me to tell you that there are going to be some fantastic shows right across the day. Tomorrow, loads of love coming in tonight. Love how easy this system is, says Amani, the paper pleating. Can't wait to see what Alison Stevens makes. Love all, says Jackie Deschamps. And Evelyn says, gosh, I can't wait to have Sandra back at CC. And just a final word on the paper pleating. Pat says that collection makes paper pleating so much easier. I'm thinking of using the small templates to do flowers for the Easter cards. I'm hoping to make this this week if I have time. Right, Ali is in place. Over the course of the next 20 minutes or so, we're going to be looking at illustrators and also the character embellishment stamp and die sets. Do you want me to show the stamp and dies first? Okay, the illustrators are on a brilliant deal for you individually, but 25% off on the individual collections. Let me show you the character embellishment. So we've got a Christmas, and then we've got an everyday set for you. So the everyday set, these are super cute and super cool. And this is what Ali's going to be colouring with in just a few moments. £14.40 or £18.40. So you get the stamp here to be able to stamp out the cute little puppies. And then you've got this stamp here for the sentiment, and then you've got the die to be able to cut that as well. So sending puppy kisses and birthday wishes. Cute. Then you've got the beautiful birdies on the branch. And again, you get the die to be able to cut that out. So life is sweeter when shared with friends. Then you've got the bunny rabbits. Some bunny loves you. Lol. And then lastly, of course, if you've got the puppies, you've got to have the kittens as well. Have a positively wonderful day. Now, those are your everydays. You then have your Christmas selection as well. This is slightly more expensive, but that's because you have an extra character or extra characters in this one. So you've got your warm winter wishes, which are your cute little penguins. The bears, we were just talking about this in the break. A lot of people have been very, very creative with the bears. And who was the lady, Ali? Jane. Yeah, created like a lineup of all of the different bears. There was Rupert, wasn't there? There was Pooh Bear. Kung Fu Panda was there,
There was definitely Rupert, I remember that.
And Paddington.
Yeah, and was Children in Need? No.
Oh, Pudsey. Pudsey Bear.
Yeah.
We think there was a panda. Nicola wants there to be a panda. Kung Fu Panda, yeah, it was definitely there as well. Anyway, so you've got all the bears. Have a very Merry Christmas. Then the gingerbread family, gingerbread kisses and Christmas wishes. Then you've got the reindeer, Christmas cheer to all those deer. Play on words there, love that. Snow people, you melt my heart, the snow family. And then lastly in this set is the big man himself, Father Christmas and the reindeer, wishing you a joyful Christmas. So remember, stamp, and then die to be able to cut that out. £21.60 or £27.20 is the platinum price for those. And Ali, who is over the other side of the studio, has a bit of inspiration for us, don't you? Some cards.
Yeah, hi. So what we've got is some fantastic samples that have been made. So I just want to have a look at some of those. So this one's the wonderful reindeer. I love how that one's been coloured. It's absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, it's stunning, isn't it?
And then the Santa with the reindeers as well. This one I did in a class. It was wonderful.
Did you?
Yeah, it was really nice. Snowmen as well. So I'll be giving you some tips on how to colour white.
Yeah, because that's always
a strange thing to do,
isn't it?
Yeah. More snowmen. They're beautiful. And I love these ones, the little penguins.
The cute little penguins.
They're so sweet.
They are.
They're so sweet. And then we have got as well in the Christmas one, the bear collection. And with the Christmas, yes, okay, they're polar bears, but you can also think of everyday things, which is what we're going to be doing, and turning these into teddy bears.
Oh, okay.
So that's something that we did in one of my classes. And yeah, like I said, the customers took it way further than I did and started doing amazing things, which was on I'm a Crafter's Companion. It was amazing.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm going to be showing you in a moment, but I'll just show you some samples of the everyday. So we've got the lovely birds. So remember these birds, you could turn them into bluebirds, you could turn them into robins, so you've got another Christmas stamp there if you want. The cats, I love this one where they've got it's so clever.
The background's brilliant, isn't it? It was
so
like
clever, so clever. And then some more puddy cats and the little dogs as well.
Cute little dogs.
So sweet. Okay, lovely. So what I'm going to do then is I'm going to show you a few techniques with the illustrators. So Debbie saw my eyes light up when she said, "Oh, we need to do a demonstration with illustrators," and I just went, "Oh, I could do that. That's
I don't mind the illustrators.
I don't mind illustrators. I do like them." So twisted her arm, and so I get to have a bit of a play with this.
Brilliant.
So the first thing you need to think about with your Illustrator pens, so they're alcohol pens, so you need to make sure that you're working with the right type of paper. If you use the wrong type of paper, you're just wasting the ink that's in your pen, and you're not going to get a very good blend. So it's really, really important to have the right kind of paper, and this is marker paper.
Yep.
Do we have marker paper in
We've
stock?
got it on the show on a 3 for 2.
Wonderful. Okay,
Yes.
so yeah, it is seriously important. A lot of people come to me at the store and they say it's just not blending, and the first thing I ask them is, have you got it on the right paper? Because that's what happens. Okay, and then I've taken a selection of the illustrators that are available, and I'm going to show you how they can work and how you can work between the colour families as well.
Okay.
And I'll give you a little bit of a lowdown on where shadows and things are nicely put. So the first thing I'm going to do though is I'm going to stamp out my bear.
Okay.
I can find him. I've lost one already. It's okay.
Do you want me to come and have a look?
Oh,
Where has it gone?
Where's my bear gone?
Did you get out of the packet?
Have I put him underneath there? I had him. I've got one that I've already stamped.
Yeah, but where's the bears gone? I'll tell you what, this happens all the time. I shouldn't worry about
It
it.
shouldn't happen, right?
Well,
Do you want to show the pens, Ben, while I find it? I found it.
Oh, I knew it was there.
It was with the sample. I'm saying what used to showing.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's have a look at this. So with each of the stamps, you get a die as well. So the die is available for you to be able to then cut out your stamp as well. And if you've got your stamping platform, 0.2, as we call it, which is the best stamping platform
In the world.
in the world, we love it. And you also need to stamp with the correct type of ink. So the ink has to be alcohol proof, okay? If it's the solvent-based ink, because your pen's a solvent, it's just going to smudge. So you need a water-based ink to be able to colour with. And this one's brilliant because it actually dries quickly. It dries straight away. As soon as it touches the paper, it's dry and you can colour straight away. So I'm just putting my stamp where I'm wanting it to be, and then with my stamping platform, I'm just picking that up, and then I'm going to just ink it up lightly. And if I miss a bit, it doesn't matter because I've got it on my stamping platform. And the sticky mats holding my paper in place.
Excellent.
Okay. So one thing that I really loved about these stamps is the actual fine detail that there is. You can get a lot of cute character stamps where the lines are actually really, really thick. But these ones come out and they're such fine lines. Can you see? The detail on them is really, really fine. I'm just going to ink up again one more time because I've missed a tiny bit there. But just show you how you can re-stamp and it will be in the same place. And I just hold the platform down just for about 10 seconds. What that does is it gives time for the ink to be able to actually absorb into the paper. And then, there we go. Can you see?
Oh,
absolutely
a bit crisper,
perfect
isn't it?
now. There we go. So I'm just going to take that off now and put my platform away. And let's do the fun bit, colouring.
Here we go.
Okay.
Are the illustrators your kind of favourites? Are they your go-to pen?
It depends on what I'm colouring. So if I was going to be colouring something that was more artistic or needed fur or needed flowers or things like that, then I go with the illustrators straight away. If I'm doing something a bit more cartoony, then classiques. And then also, gosh, the tri-blends are just fabulous. You can just take them anywhere and you've got a set to go with everywhere. So I must admit, I tend to use both at the same time.
Oh, okay.
So a lot of people do say to me, which pen should I get? And I do say to them, I always mainly lay my base down with the classics because you can lay down a lot of colour and then work on top of that with the illustrators because that's where I can get my detail in.
Excellent stuff.
Okay.
Right.
So when you're using your alcohol inks, you always make sure you've got something absorbent underneath. So a spare bit of card that's going to absorb any of the ink because it is going to come through. There's nothing you can do about that. That's just how alcohol pens work. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to show you first off how you can colour a polar bear.
Yes.
So, because that's one that people ask. He's white, so
it's tricky, isn't it? How do you make it white? It's already white.
I remember I bought my son a stormtrooper colouring book.
That is brilliant.
It was, I didn't know, yeah.
just stormtroopers, not even like
just
a Darth
no,
Vader
and then
in
there was Darth Vader, but he was all black as well. So yeah, it just was very odd colouring book. But yeah, so I was trying to teach my 6-year-old at the time how to do shading, and no.
That is brilliant. Stormtrooper colour book. Finished it.
Finished it. It's done.
It's done.
So the way that you can colour and have colours with making it look like it's fluffy is you can do a trick called dotting or pointillism technique.
Pointillism, yeah.
And a nice one to do if you want something to be warm. So if I show you, I'm actually using the brown greys here. So brown greys, what they will do is give you a nice warm coldness, if that makes sense. So snow and things like that is very nice with brown grey, whereas if you're doing things like ice or things like that, then that's where you'd use your blue greys, because that would work a lot better. It's much more of a colder feeling. So we're going to make a nice snuggly polar bear with our warm greys.
And those colours mainly in your urban cityscape if you're looking for those.
So I'll do this one here.
Yeah.
And I'm going to start off with my lightest. So I've got my BG1.
Yeah.
And all I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to go in and see where the shadows will be. Now, when I'm teaching at the store, they'll have heard me say this so many times about shadows. The most important thing that I can tell you, or the most useful thing I can tell you about shadows, is if something is curving away from you, it's going to look darker. Because the light's going to be bouncing in a different direction rather than into your eye. So all of the edges of him, because it's a round head, they're all going to be darker.
And you're literally just like dotting here, right?
Yes, yeah, I'm just tapping dots. And because you've got this fantastic foam brush tip, it's really good at releasing the ink, but it's also a very controlled way of releasing the ink. And so you can tap, if I just show you here, you can tap to get little tiny dots, or you can get big dots. So you can start getting lots of different variation in there. But the best thing about the illustrators is the flick. So you can start to do things like this with it.
And like you said, so this is for fur and hair and grass
for fur and things like that, yeah. When you've got a larger image, I wouldn't be doing flicks with this one because he's a bit, and he's cartoony as well. So I'm just going to put a few more dots on, and this was just with the lightest. So I always start with the lightest because then I can get a really good idea of where the shadows are and really think about how it's looking and if it looks right. So the first thing I do is I think about the shape, and that's a nice rounded shape. So he's going to be have all of his shadows around the edges. Then I looking at cast shadow. So cast shadow is when the shadow is being created because something's blocking the light. So I'm thinking about his head is going to block some light, so I've put some darker there. And his arms are going to be blocking some light, so I've put some darker there. Okay, so I've got a good idea of what's going on there. The other tip I can give you with any kind of creatures, even humans, is what we tend to do is not take the shadow down far enough on the forehead, and it makes the face look flat rather than round. So if the face is looking flat, try making bring the forehead down a little bit more with the shading, and that might help. Okay, so then what I'm going to do just quickly now is I'm going back in with my dark one, and I'm just going to do the same dotting. And can you see I'm trying to dot actually on the line? So not around the line, not near the line, on the line. And because if you start to leave any of that line showing, that's what your eye will be drawn to. So I'm just darkening up, and then I'm just pulling it in just slightly with some of the dots, if you can see that.
So is this the BG8 now you've got?
Yes, BG8 now. Now, so a lot of people might now be going, oh my gosh, that's dark.
Looks like he's got a beard.
Oh my gosh, that's dark.
Panic.
Panic. If you want your colouring to look great, please come to the dark side.
Okay.
honestly. The darker your colouring is, the better the definition between the lights and the darks will be, and the more alive your colouring will look.
Right, yeah.
That's what happens. So I'm just dotted with the dark, and I'm just going to then just slightly bring in some of that into his belly and along his arms.
Okay.
There we go. And then I'm now going to use my mid colour. So I've got my BG3 now. And what I'm going to do now is do dots all over. So I'm going over the top of the dark that I've done and into the light that I've done. And can you see he's starting to look a bit more fluffy?
Yeah.
And what will happen is, as this dries, it will start to push the darkness down and out from the bear. And push that down through the paper like this.
Yeah, here we go. There's lots of love for this. Loving Ali's demonstration. To Cindy. Rhonda says the illustrators are the absolute best. Nice to see a fresh face on CTV. Welcome, Ali, says Julie. Already picking up loads of tips. Doreen says, I love the stamp with the bears. Good explanation also of the shadowing.
Thank you. So there's a one that you can do just very easily for your bear shadows. And then just to finish off, because it really does help, is to just go back in with the light.
Yeah.
And I'm just going around the edges. I'm not pointillism this time.
No.
I'm just going over that dark, just to push it back just slightly, and you'll start to see it fading before your very eyes. And
like a magician.
Yep, and it will start to blend away, and there we go. And if we want to, let me see, I've got a little pink here. What could this pink be? It's a bit of a bright pink, but we'll see. Let's give it some little cheeks.
Aww.
There we go. So the last thing that you can do, which is also helpful with your colouring, I've not done his ears.
Oh, yeah, he's got little white ears.
Oh, so what happens, you always find out that you miss a little bit. I'll just colour his ears very quickly, and then I'll show you a straight colouring of a bear. So what you can do is, if you go around the outline of your bear, what this does, I usually use an ice grey or a light brown grey, but because I've used brown grey with this one, that's why I've changed to the ice grey. Or either that or a very light blue.
Yeah.
And what it does, it just brings your character away from the background even more. And also, if you've coloured over the lines a little bit, it sort of hides it.
Hides that, yeah.
And pushes it down, and so don't have to worry about being in the lines all the time. So there's that one. So what we can do as well is we can go totally different if we want to.
Okay.
Okay, so that could be a polar bear, that could be just a normal brownie teddy bear. I'm gonna show you how to do a blue teddy bear.
Okay.
Okay, and I'm actually, with this one, I'm mixing between colour families. So all of those were in the brown grey family, whereas these ones I'm actually using AB2.
Right.
So that's Aqua Blue 2, TB3 and TB6.
Okay.
So they're not all blues, this one's more of a greeny blue, but because they're close to each other on the colour wheel, you can actually start to blend between them. And it's really nice to play with things like that, because you'll get more definition, you'll see things that, oh wow, that looks really, really good. And what's the problem if it doesn't? It's just a piece of paper.
Exactly right.
Just
no
a piece
stress.
of paper. You've played, you've learnt.
Yeah.
And if you've learnt, then that's all that matters in my opinion.
Exactly right.
You know?
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do then is, all I do is I'm going to, with my colour families, I'll just colour along here. I'm just going to do a little bit of a swatch on the side, because you've got to check which one is the lightest when you're going between colour families. Okay. So from looking at that, I can see that this one has got the lightest tone to it. So I'm going to use that for my light pen. So if we go to this bear here, I'm going to actually colour him all in. So with the brush tip, can you see, you can brush on the side, you see that?
Yeah.
And you can get lots of ink down at the same time. So it depends how you hold it. So that's why having that brush tip just gives you such flexibility.
A lot of control, haven't you?
Yeah, which is why it's called an illustrator, because you can do illustrations with it, you know. But you know, the amount of ink that's actually coming out is much more controlled than the fibre tip brushes.
Yeah.
So there we go. We've got a strange little blue bear
It's
now.
very cute.
And then I'm going to shock you all now, and I'm going to go in with the dark.
Right.
Okay. So we're going to think about, again, these shadows. And so his back is rounded.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go down his back. His bum, I want it to nice and chubby. So I'm making that even more of a shadow, if you can see. And then we also have a shadow which is called an occlusion shadow, and that's basically a shadow that happens when something is touching something else or when it's on the floor. So that will make it look like he's actually sat on the floor by having the shadow there. I'm going to do the same with his head again, so I'm going all the way around and under his chin. And I'm not forgetting to take that down further.
Yeah.
It's very tempting to just stay at the tip.
Yeah, I know what you mean. You kind of think, oh, you've gone too far now, but...
Yeah. And then I just wanted to show you one last trick that I wanted to show you because this one here, you'd want to have a shadow underneath the arm.
Yeah.
So I'm going to darken the shadow there.
Okay.
But then that will make his arm look flat because his arm's rounded as well.
Yes, of course.
You want to make that look rounded too. So what we do, it's what I call an artist trick.
Oh, we love these.
You can call it an alley trick, but I didn't invent it.
An alley trick. No, go with it. Claim it, Ali. Claim
and
it.
so what you do is you do your shadow, but can you see how I've left just a slither of light between the two?
Oh, we're coming in.
Coming in, come in. Yeah, can you see that?
Go on.
And so that slither of light, what that's going to do is it's going to break one shadow from the other. So your arm is not going to get lost with the body.
Can I just say, I know we're concentrating on the blue bear, to get a really good close-up of the other bear now, that is absolutely brilliant.
Oh, thank you.
It's so cute. That's so fluffy. That is brilliant.
So then what I've got to do, because I've got to do this quick, Ben, I've got to get in now with my mid-colour whilst this ink is still wet. Okay, so I've put loads of ink down, but I've got to go in.
Yes.
So I'm going in with my my mid-colour, and can you see how far I'm actually going into the dark?
Yeah.
So something that a lot of people do where they make the mistake is they're not going into the dark far enough.
Right.
And so you need, if you're still blending and you're finding you're still getting a line where you can see it, it's because you've not gone far enough in. So I always make my shadows, you get used to it, always make my shadows a little bit larger than I want them to be at the end.
Yes, so the temptation
because I'm pushing it back.
Is just to do a little bit over the line, isn't it? So you're saying go a lot deeper into that dark blend.
Yeah, a lot deeper in,
right.
yeah. So there we go. So all I'm doing is I'm just touching those back again.
Yes.
And then I'm going to go back in with my lightest one, which was a different colour family. So you can mix your colour families up. And can you see, I'm just going in again. So you can blend by stroking, like it's a brush, or you can do it just like you've been taught before, where you're doing it in circular motions.
So good. Yeah.
And just, can you see, I'm actually going over pretty much everything that I've already done as well, just to really just blend that back. And there we are. So that is how you can make a blue bear.
And I love the fact that you've shown us different ways to be able to colour those in with different kind of techniques of colouring, right?
Yeah.
Just brilliant, isn't it? And so good to pick up all of these hints and tips and ideas and things that you might not have seen before. Maybe you've not seen that sort of pointillism style of colouring. You have now, and hopefully you can now take this into your colouring as well. I'll just read a few comments because there's loads of love coming through. Jennifer says, Ali is so great at explaining. Ali has lots of good tips, says Mary Beth Dawes. She's doing a great demo. Love the colouring and explanation, says Pamela. A warm welcome, and this is so good. Thank you, says Veronica. And Claire Ford Greenwood says some great tips here. Welcome to Ali and sending love. Jane says, I love the dotting technique and I love learning something new. And I love this girl, says Cat Butt. I feel like I've known her forever. Totally new ways of colouring. And that's the point, isn't it? Again, you know, the fact that Ali's joined us, you're watching it for the first time and you're already picking up some great ideas, some great hints and tips. If you do want to go for the illustrators tonight, I was just keeping a note of what Ali was using. So if you want to be able to kind of go pen for pen on what she was showing you, the two sets that she was using, the Urban Cityscape, so this has got all the brown greys in it. So the three colours, BG1, BG3 and the BG8. So that's the one that you'd want to go for. All of these, by the way, are 25% off tonight. So you can choose which collection that you want to go for, but they're all the same price, $23.99. So 25% off, $29.99 in the US. So that one has got all your greys in there, so all the brown greys. And then you've also got the some blues in there. You've got the old China, black, blue greys. Actually, the blue grey in there as well, where Ali used that to create the outline on the first bear. So that was a good one to go for. And then the other one where Ali used the colours to colour in the bear, with colours mainly from the coastal seascape. So that had like the AB2, AB3 in there. So again, lots of different blues and greens. And browns in there as well. Again, and isn't it brilliant? Because, you know, you look at this and think, okay, well, if I want to do like a coastal scene, a seascape scene, I've got all the colours in there, but then we've just coloured in a bear with those as well, for goodness sake. Just to show you the other packs that we've got, as I say, these are all the same price. You've also got the essential sketching, so more of your reds and yellows and blues and greens in there. You've then got the essential illustration. And then the other one that you've got in this set, actually there's two more. You've got your natural landscape. So again, more blues and greens and browns. And then you've got your portrait blends as well. So this again, more of those sort of portrait colours, peaches and browns and pinks in there as well. But they're all there on the shop today for you. Usually £40 or $50. They are $23.99 platinum price today, or $29.99. So a really, really great value for money deal, whichever ones you go for. And listen, if you've used the illustrators before, you will no doubt be jumping in and grabbing these as consumables. Yours will eventually run out. Shock horror. So you can pick them up tonight on a brilliant deal. And as I say, that is one of the top deals tonight on Monday Makers. Great tip, says Tina. Ali, always have a lot to learn from you, she says. Melanie D says, fantastic. And Beth says, that blue bear, adorable. I love seeing different demonstrators' ideas. And I hope Ali does more colouring shows, says Wendy Graham. Well, you'll have to see, won't you? You'll have to see. I can tell you for sure that Ali will be back in the second hour of the show with another demo. You're doing another demo, aren't you? Thank goodness for that. Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah, today. Yeah. Oh, I know, I'm on top of it all. Don't you? I'm on top of it. Don't you worry about that. Don't like that guy. I know, that's what I said. You do the second demo in the second hour of the show, and as well. So it's all very exciting. And if you're looking forward to Tuesday as well, Sandra's going to be here. Tuesday for Sandra. So yeah, we've got lots to look forward to. Debbie's back in the spot, but we're going to take a short break because Debbie's got more to show you. Then Ali's going to show you some more, and then it'll probably be home time. So get to the checkout as quick as you can. We'll meet you back here in 4.
My favourite part is the interaction we can have with the lovely presenters.
The laughter and the giggles and the dressing up and the jokes.
Really fun and really good, and sometimes the only laugh you will get when you're not feeling well.
The personal connection with the presenters and the demonstrators.
The inspiration and clear instruction is patiently presented.
I love everyone that I have come to know on Crafters TV.
Well, we got two comedians, Dan and Craig. They're not comedians really, they're brilliant.
Presenters are great. Demonstrators are great.
Number one is the enjoyment I get from watching Ben and all of the demonstrators making the projects.
You are all so down to earth and genuine people, always willing to share and help.
Personal connection with everyone that's involved in Crafters TV.
For me, they have become my friend, creating a personal connection and making you feel part of a crafting family.
And get me a chuckle. It just feels like you're right there in my living room.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the crafters companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty program today and receive 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits to joining Club Inspire include special members-only sales, and you can receive discounts or exclusive access to products, and even free gifts. You will receive 1 point for every pound, dollar or euro that you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. See if you can craft your way up to our ultimate Club Inspire tier, Platinum, where you'll enjoy the very best discounts and rewards that we offer. As you keep climbing through the club, you can actually reach Platinum Plus and even Platinum for life. The more points you collect, the more you will be rewarded within our amazing special Club Inspire community. So, what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
What I love most about Crafters TV is the community.
Crafters TV brings everyone together from different corners of the world.
It also connects you with people from all over the world.
You guys have been there for me. I feel like you guys are my family.
I feel like I'm crafting along with my friends.
I met some of my best friends for life from Crafters TV, so thank you very much.
When you're having a tough time, you can switch on Crafters TV and you can go on the live chat, and you know people will be there for you as well.
And there's so much support, respect, and inspiration all through the socials.
It's a place where we can all share our love for Crafters Companion, ideas, and get inspiration from each other.
So what's not to love about Crafters TV? So go make a coffee and pull up a chair. Let's all get crafting. I'll see you all there.
Welcome back, everybody. Thanks for being with us. It's Monday evening, just gone 6 here in the UK. Monday Makers, it's been brilliant so far. Had the fabulous Ali from Evesham store with us. She's going to be back later on in this hour. The fish is also with us, of course. We've got brilliant deals. We've got brilliant viewers. Thank you, everyone, for the comments. Thank you so much, Nicola. We've got everyone in the gallery who's awesome. Nicola says, I'm also awesome. We've got Jake wandering in the corridors. Well, he's not actually, I know what he's doing. But he's probably just been awesome. You can tell it's hot because he's got his legs out today, Jake has. It's just an awesome day, isn't it, really?
Great day for me. Jake's legs are out. I am a leg woman. Do you like a nice pair of legs?
You see, you get two ladies together in the studio, and this is what happens. Might put my shorts on tomorrow if I get a bit more attention. Oh, it's the end of the day, though, are you? So no.
Yes, yeah. Only the end of the day, yeah.
And talking of, I was going to say, talking of dressing funny. There's nothing funny about wearing shorts. Jeffrey says, Ben, I'm hoping you intend to dress up. Be it as the Easter Bunny or your alter ego. Are you talking about this Friday? I'm not in on Friday, unfortunately. I'm in on Easter Monday. I'm sure she would come with a new bonnet and basket filled with crafting supplies. I am not. I can guarantee I won't be getting dressed up as the Duchess again because the costumes have gone back. But maybe, I think next week at some point I might be dressing up, not on my say-so, but because they've penned me down to get dressed up for a special show, but, and not the bunny. Although I've heard that somebody might be getting dressed up as the Easter Bunny this Friday. We'll see. Let us have a look at our next deal for you, the partial 3D embossing folders. I'll show you these in just a second, but Debbie's waiting very patiently over the other side of the studio with some finished samples.
Yeah,
these
samples,
are beautiful, aren't they?
They're always good to show because it really does show you the types of things that you could be doing with them, whether you're using inks, whether you're using your pens, whether you're using your watercolours. There's so much you can do with embossing folders, and they're the one thing I always say are so underused. And these are beautiful because they're what we class as partial embossing folders. It means that there's a gap in every one which is not embossed. It's purposely been put there so you can put your own sentiment, you can put a bow on there, you can put some gems on there, whatever you want, whether it's a die cut, whether it's a stamp. It's just a great space to put them in. And these samples are really gorgeous. The way they are coloured just gives them such vibrancy and brings brings them to life. Whether you use them with your papers in the background, whether you use the inks on top, they're just going to look lovely whatever you're doing with. I love this one because actually the butterfly wing, this one here has been 3D'd. It's like a decoupage piece. So it's cutting it and putting it back onto the top, and I think it looks amazing. But whether you are matte and layering and putting your sentiment on there, or you're using your die cuts to use as a sentiment on the bottom, they're all going to look absolutely amazing. So yeah, they are absolutely stunning. And if you want an embossing folder that's going to take you through all the year with really for all your celebratory sort of occasions, birthdays, Mother's Days, whatever you have, and then Christmas as well, what a set to get at the moment.
Well, it is, and at any time at the price on the screen that you're seeing, $47.92, $63.84, brilliant, right? But today, if you're platinum, in the UK, these are £3 per folder. If you're in the US, $4 per folder, and that is bonkers. And we were talking about these earlier in terms of, and they really are, these are like creator cards, aren't they? Like creator card dies, where you have that one die, you run it through your machine, you've got the basis of a card right there, whether you colour it in or whether you embellish it more, whatever, you've got the basis of that project there. And it's the same with these. One pass through your machine, whether it be your electronic machine, whether it be your MIDI, of course, because these will go through the MIDI. You've got the basis there for a card, whether you choose to colour it in, whether you choose to ink over it, whether you choose to do it on your black cardstock and add your gilding wax, however you choose to do it, you've got the basis of a card done in one pass through your machine. Add a bit of colour, add a sentiment, bit of matting and layering, done. Really super professional looking cards and projects done very, very quickly indeed. And I think this is the point with these. Again, if you haven't got these in your life tonight, this is a real steal to jump in. That one and this one are part of the Christmas, if you like, because we've got Christmas in every day. I suppose that with that being snowflakes ought to be that way around here really, but leaving you space to add embellishment in there. Then you've also got, someone's mixed these up. I'll leave my side of the studio for 5 minutes. This one is the Christmas bells. But as we said, earlier on, potentially with that one, it could be bells for wedding bells. Potentially you could make that christening bells. It could be. You've got this one here, which is your holly and candles. Again, it's kind of a means to an end showing you these with the board. I don't think they particularly show these off in their best light, but you've seen the finished projects with Debby, just to show you the different designs that you're going to get. Everyday ones, you've got your birthday cupcake. You've got this beautiful floral, and again, I think this is one of those, that's called the swirling florals. That one could go many different ways, really, depending on how you wanted your project to look. You've then got the champagne bottle, so celebrate with champagne, really, really love that one. And then the last one in your set is the beautiful butterfly. 24 quid for all of those is incredible value for money, especially when you see how easy they are to craft with and the kind of things that you are able to create. I would step you back to Wake Up Call this morning because Debby did a fantastic demonstration with these earlier, and we're now about to see another fantastic demonstration right now.
Partial embossing folders are truly lovely, and I love the fact that you've got that space to put your sentiment. But what if you want to stamp a sentiment and you've got a raised image? So the best thing to do is to stamp first, and I'm going to show you how you can stamp your sentiment first and line it up when you've got your stamping platform. So I'm using the swirling florals. I do love this one. It is so pretty, and it's just got this really lovely edge on there. So the first thing we want to do is to have our embossing folder and our piece of card, which I've cut to size. Now they're 4 by 6, the embossing folders, so I've cut this 1/4 of an increment shorter, and that's going to give me my perfect size to go straight inside my embossing folder. But before I do that, I'm going to bring in my stamping platform. Now this is our newer stamping platform. It's got a sticky base on it. It means that I can place my cardstock right down where I need to put it, so position it into place, which I absolutely love. You don't need any magnets, you don't need to tack it down with anything else. It's just going to work perfectly. Then what we're going to do is take our embossing folder and see where we want our embossing folder to be, and then we want to line it up. So first of all, let me just talk you through how to know which side to use of your embossing folder. So I always say, because we're only using white cardstock, it doesn't really matter, but because I'm stamping onto it, I want the embossed side to be on the front. So when you open up your folder, literally just slide your hands along it. I can tell that this side here is just indented. This side here is risen. Now it's the risen side that you want to be the back of your folder. This will be your front. So this is the front of my folder, so I'm going to place this just over the top here, like so, and line it up. That way I can see exactly where I need to stamp. So I've got these die and stamp sets here, which are the best birthday wishes. You'll find them on the website. And I'm just going to use the sentiments that come with there. So I'm just going to stamp the happy birthday on this one. So the happy birthday, I know I'm going to roughly sort of pop where I need it to be, which is about there. I'm going to lay that down like so, making sure that's straight. And then I'm just going to pop that over the top.
Okay.
And then you can see where it needs to be. So actually I think I can come up a little bit onto the right hand side. That will do fine. And that's how you line it up. So use your embossing folder to line up your stamp before you stamp. So I'm just going to use black ink to stamp that out.
Good to reiterate again with the embossing folders. I can't remember who I was on with the other day, but we had embossing folders, and I just sort of went in a bit gung-ho, as I always did, and ended up with a deboss instead of an emboss.
Yes.
Because I hadn't done it the right way around. So it's useful to be reminded of that, which isn't the worst thing in the world.
And actually, Ben, sometimes the deboss is really lovely.
Yeah.
You just sort of decide. But the only, yes, so if we was to do that, then it would just act differently. It would just be debossed inside, and then you've got your emboss side. So we've got that done, which now I know. Now we've got that. Let's pop that to the side. I now know we can place that into our folder. So this is going to be the front. And as we put that in, you'll be able to see that is going to match up perfectly exactly where I want it. So you can see we've got our happy birthday in there, right where it needs to be. Now obviously if you're using a die cut, you would just use a die cut to use that and put it where it is. But I thought it was nice to show you where you could actually put your stamp set down. Now they're 3D in folders. What you do need for that is your plastic shim, your magnetic shim, then your card and your embossing folder, and then your top plate on top of that. Now, if you're using the Gemini MIDI, all you need is the shim that comes with it, and it's the shim with the folder through your Gemini MIDI, and then it's embossed. It's brilliant.
I absolutely love this tool, says Karen. I was even able to stamp some hardboard, apparently.
Yes, it's amazing. It is absolutely amazing. Now look at that level of embossing. I mean,
love it.
That is incredible, isn't it?
You could almost just stick that on the front of a card without any colour, couldn't you?
I mean, how nice would that be? Yeah. And actually, I'm going to give you a little heads up. How nice would this be for a sympathy card?
Ah, yes.
We might have the sympathy stamps back in stock.
Launch party. Launch party tomorrow. Tomorrow. Launch party.
I had to tell you that because they just sold out and you absolutely love them. So if you didn't get the sympathy stamps, they are in tomorrow. They are.
Launch party.
Now I'm going to use pigment ink pads. You know they're my favourite. I make no bones about it. I absolutely love them. They give that chalky finish. So I've got my pink tulip, spring meadow and grasshopper. And I've got just my ink daubers as well. I love the ink daubers. So I'm just using those to put onto my embossed image. Now what's brilliant about it, because they're 3D, they give a really good sort of deep, an emboss, which means when you come to laying down colour, you don't have to, you can just be quite sparing where you're just tickling the top of the card and catching that embossed detail. Super, super easy to do.
I must just ask you this question as well, because this came in earlier. I think it was when you were doing your first demo. So Michelle Moore, if you're still, hopefully you're still watching. I didn't ask it because obviously Debbie wasn't using them at the time. She just says about the partial embossing folders. She says, I have them all and was wondering if you can put colour on them using your tri-blend markers. So is it, can you colour over the top of the emboss?
Yeah,
as well?
absolutely. When I've done this demo, I'll show you, I'll do a quick one where I just emboss it again.
Okay.
And then I'll show you just how easy it is to colour onto them. And actually, it's one of my favourite things to do is colour with alcohol markers onto embossing folders, because you just follow the embossed line.
Well, I was going to say, I'm sure I've seen some of our lovely viewers comment saying they find it easier to colour on an emboss.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. All I would say, it takes a bit more time.
Yeah.
That took me, what, I mean, not even a minute to colour that rose in. Now, if I was to colour that with my alcohol markers, it would probably take me maybe 3 or 4 minutes to colour the whole image in. So that's the difference. And I think it's just a case of being aware of that. If you've got time to spend, I would definitely be colouring it in with my alcohol markers. If you haven't got too much time, then use your ink pads like this, because you get a brilliant lay down of colour.
Absolutely. Thank you, Wendy. Says, Ben, you've got quite a spiffy waistcoat tonight. Thank you. It's my new favourite one. I'm wearing it all the time, as you probably can see. And Jane says, nightly joke from Jane Adams. Hey, Ben, why do candles love birthday parties?
Oh, I know this.
Because they like to get lit.
Lit. I know that. I knew that joke. It's
Yeah?
not very often I remember a joke, yes.
Oh, there was another dinosaur joke came through the other day. And I thought,
was there?
There's a new one. I thought I didn't read it out of Friday Night Live because I thought I must send it to Debbie because I'll have to think of it. If it pops in my head in a minute, I'll write it down for you so you can have it.
And did somebody send it in? Maybe they could send it in
I was
again.
looking for some. I was looking for some jokes, and it popped up. Oh, what was it? It was a silly one again, like your one. What do you call a dinosaur with,
I don't know, what do you call a dinosaur with no eyes, Ben?
I don't know, what do you call a dinosaur with no eyes?
It's like the funniest joke ever.
Are you all like this one? So this was one from Friday, just whilst you're colouring. It made me laugh. Didn't get as big a laugh as I wanted, really. What do you call a man who's just been attacked by a cat?
I don't know.
Claude. How good is that?
Hilarious. That's so funny. Oh, I love that.
Oh, dear. You want me to do what?
Oh, a kettle joke.
Oh, the kettle joke. They like the kettle joke as well. So, Debbie, I went to the electrical store the other day.
Oh, yeah.
And I said, I'm looking to buy a kettle. I wonder if you could sell me a kettle. And the bloke in the store said, Kenwood. I said, well, can you go and get him then, please? Oh,
That's
dear.
really good. I like that one. They're jokes I could probably remember. I like silly jokes.
Yeah. Michelle's come back. I'm glad you're still watching, Michelle. She says, when you colour, could you show it? She says, can you show using watercolours?
Watercolours. Yeah, you could do it with watercolour. I can do that as well. So with watercolours, you just need to make sure that you emboss onto watercolour cardstock. So that's the only difference.
That is obviously
and
the
obviously
difference.
we've got alcohol cardstock. I love the fact that we just call it now alcohol card. Because it's so simple now. You haven't got to worry about calling it Nina or anything like that. It's just alcohol card, and I absolutely love that.
Yeah.
So I like that we simplify everything because we have so many things. It's just nice to not have to think about what you really need.
And I think that was a point of confusion for a while, wasn't it? People just couldn't get the Nina name into their head, could they? So
absolutely.
This is brilliant, Debbie. Brilliant.
We've done that, Ben. Now, because I've used the pigment ink pads, I mean, look how pretty that looks.
Yeah,
I mean,
really
it's
pretty.
just beautiful. We can now use our heat embossing technique as well.
Oh, yes.
Because we've got those pigment ink pads, and it is just one of my favourite things to do. I think it never ever gets boring, and it looks so beautiful. And if you triple emboss this, I won't because it will take a long time because we've got a bigger area, but it looks amazing, like really amazing.
How long do you have after you've laid down that ink to then add that powder? Do you have to do it fairly
So the pigment ink pads stay wet for quite a long time, actually. They will eventually dry, but it will stay a little bit tacky. I would say you've got a good 10, 15 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it's not like within the next minute.
No, you don't have to be quick with that at all. So you'll see it's sort of doled it down a bit because it's put a layer of powder over the top. And then all we're going to do is just use our heat gun and just heat that up. So it starts reacting quite quickly, and what it does is melts that powder and just creates this beautiful shine over the top. And the reason I wanted to do it on this folder is because when you do one layer of powder on top, it creates almost like a texture. It sort of bobbles a little bit, so it looks like dew on the flowers.
Yeah.
And it works really well with this embossing folder because it's like got a texture to it. You'll see it when I show it to the light because it is, honestly, you'll want to do it on all your floral embossing folders now. It's so lovely. So even though like I do love a triple resist, I like this effect because it looks like natural dew has just gone onto your flowers. So if I turn this around and show it from the front, look at this.
Oh, yes, I see what you mean.
So
Like early morning
look
dew.
at that. It's like a hammered look, but it gives that dew. Look on the leaves.
Yeah.
How beautiful is that? It's just a stunning way to be able to create, actually very quickly, Ben, a beautiful embossing folder technique. And then all we're going to do is, because I've done black writing, I've just got a little black card that we're just going to stick it onto. So I'm just going to use my tape pen.
Okay.
And we're going to pop that on there. And then I will then just grab some watercolour card. In fact, I'll let it go back to Ben. I'll grab some watercolour card and then we will we'll do a little bit of watercolouring as well.
Let me show you, I've got some pigment ink pads to show you here. Just very quickly, Susie, are you doing this on purpose so that Debbie tells her joke again? She says, what is the punchline of Debbie's dinosaur joke? Everybody laughed and I never hear it.
Is it because I always laugh? Do you know? So, Susie, what do you call a dinosaur with no eyes?
Don't laugh.
Do you think he saw us?
Do you think he saw us? Do you
I
think
mean, it's really funny, isn't it?
I must just read you this one as well. So Jade sent this one through last week and I read it out, but you will appreciate this one. Ben, why... Oh, no, so sorry. Why do ducks have tail feathers?
Why do ducks have tail feathers?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
To cover up their butt quacks. Ali loved it.
Ali loved that one.
To cover up their butt quacks. Oh, dear. And Sue, thank you for your joke. With Jokerpalooza here. Sue says, what do you call a sneeze on leather?
Slever.
No. A shoe. A sneeze on leather. A shoe. They didn't get that one. I like that, Sue. Not as good as the butt quacks, though, unfortunately.
I didn't get it. A shoe.
A shoe, a sneeze.
Oh, a shoe.
A shoe.
Oh, do you know what? I don't know why I was thinking of a leather sofa. So it didn't make. Didn't make
Tough
any
audience
sense.
tonight, Sue. Tough audience.
Sorry, Sue.
I've got a selection of pigment ink pads for you here. 8-piece selection. Should be nearly £48, $72, £24 or $40. So these have got a saving of 37%. And what is lovely, you've got a mixture of colours here. And as Debbie has just brilliantly showed you, you know, these are great for blending. And of course, these are the ones with that longer open time for you as well. So you have got the ability to be able to lay these down. Then take your embossing powders and create that that heat embossed effect with these. Now, if you do want to see these in action, if you do want to find out more about these and all the different ink pads that we have, if you go back to Saturday's Craft Clinic with Craig and George on Make It Saturday, Craig did do a brilliant kind of 101 with the ink pads, because I do think people do still get a little bit confused as to, you know, quick dry or pigment, water reactive, duet ink pads, shimmer ink pads, all these different ink pads. So if you are a little bit like that, do go back and check out that on the Make It Saturday show. But the colours you're going to get here, you've got your green topaz, you have got twilight grey. You've also got some lovely colours here. That beautiful ocean blue. This orange is absolutely stunning. You've got the Chinese red again, which is super vibrant. Oh, this is a lovely selection. Parakeet. You've also got crushed velvet in there. And then you finish up with the sandstorm. Do 8 of those. And again, that works out. That works out at £3 an ink pad, and if you're in the US, $5. So really, really great opportunity, great value for money. Is that one of the Monday mega deals? Oh, it's not. That is, we'll just call that a very good deal. But snap up these deals tonight. Normally $5.99 or $8.99. So yeah, platinum. What did I say it was now? £3 or $5 is a great value for money deal. Gorgeous card, says Jessica. Beautiful Jane says, haha, I didn't hear the punchline either. That is a funny one, says Lisa. Don't make out that you've not heard. What about my funny jokes? That's literally the only one she ever tells. And I tell different jokes every day and you don't give me that much attention. And like,
that's because we're used to it. We're used to your jokes.
Yeah, we're used to your joke because that's the only one you ever tell. Like, how have you not heard that before?
No, it isn't actually. I tell a good racing car one, yes, with a sheep in the wearing a swimsuit.
Lamborghini.
That makes you laugh.
Anyway, I do the jokes around here. You do the crafting, remember?
Okay, right. Let's just very quickly show the two different ones, so then we cover them all. But there's our finished card onto the black.
Yes.
Then I've got watercolour and our Nina cardstock as well. So we're going to put both in. So let's just place this one in and run this through.
This is for you, Michelle.
Yes, we're not going to do full demos, just want to show you how it looks and how easy it is to do. Now, I haven't got a pot of water on the set because I didn't plan to do watercolours, but I have grabbed my clear sparkle pen because that will act as my water brush. So that's our Nina cardstock, and then I'm just, no it's not, it's our watercolour. And then I'm going to put in our Nina, so our alcohol one. Keep calling it Nina, I keep going to call it Nina, and it's now called alcohol cardstock.
Alcohol cardstock.
Alcohol cardstock.
On a 3 for 2 today.
And you can't get drunk on it. Right, so we've got both of them here. So that one is for our alcohol markers. So I've got our illustrators here. So our illustrators, I've just picked two colours here. So we've got our cocktail pink and our rose blush. So we're going to use the lightest colour. Now the great thing about using your alcohol markers is you can literally follow the lines. And it's really forgiving as well, because what I would say is don't go right up to your base of the embossing folder, just come round and colour onto there, because then it'll sort of bleed its way to the edges anyway. So, and it'll still give you that nice line. So, and if you want to put a bit more, just touch it up with the end of your pens. And then we can come in again, and we can come in with the darker pink just around where I think that highlight will be, like so. And it's just a case of bringing that round, and then we can go back in with our lightest colour. I'm just going to tickle the edges, and that's just going to blend that into that lightest colour, like so. And then I'll do one more just to show you. So it's just a case, follow the edges round. And because they're embossed, it's not like you can go over the edges.
Yes.
So just stay within that embossed detail, and then it makes it really easy to colour in. So it's just a case of using that brush nib, colour that one.
This is really nice today. As I say, if you go back to Wake Up Call, you've seen now Debbie use the gilding waxes on these.
Yep, black cardstock.
On black cardstock. We've seen the pigment ink pads. And now you're seeing like your different selection of pens. So again, like super versatile and lots of different ways for you to create with them, Debbie, I guess, isn't it?
So there is just so many things. I mean, I'm not even touching the surface.
No.
There is so many different techniques that you can use with embossing folders. It's just quite unbelievable. And what I love about them as well, Ben, is it's depending on what your craft is. So whatever your craft is, you can use. So what you would end up doing is just building that up. You can see there, that'll start to blend into each other. Once you've done that whole rows, that would look beautiful done in your alcohol markers. So if you love alcohol colouring, that one's for you, absolutely. And then you would do the same with your ink pads. Now your watercolours are beautiful because you can really build your colour up. If you want to go straight in and put a little bit of darkness where you want it, you can do that. You can scribble onto your mat as well, which is one of the things that our pens go a lot longer, a lot further, should I say. And then I can come in and just go onto that line, but actually use extras to come round. And then if you want a lighter bit, and I still want that, but I want it to be a bit lighter, you then just use your liquid that's in your brush, or a water brush you would use, and then just start to, can you see the difference? So we've almost not put anything extra on, we've just squeezed some more water onto the brush.
Yeah.
So that's sort of dampening around the edges. And then, you know what I've done? I've just realised as I'm painting onto this, I've used the wrong one. I used the water, I'm pretty sure, that one there. Oh no, it's not. This is the right one. I thought I'd use watercolour card on there. I haven't. I think I've just gotten a bit heavy-handed. So just using that one, and then use that again, so we can then blend that, but we're keeping that lighter at the edge.
Yeah.
And then again, come into where that middle section is.
And you can see again, Ben, this is much quicker as well to alcohol colouring. Alcohol colouring is the one where it's going to take the longest, but you get really cool results. If you want to be really quick, then you would use your ink pads. And then if you want to take your time but just have that watercolour which looks like you've painted it yourself, then use your watercolours, and they look absolutely amazing.
I think it's great, again, that you've kind of explored all those different options. So like you say, whatever your particular favourite is, whatever your craft is, you've got all the different options there as well. And there's so many beautiful folders, as you saw when I went through these in this collection.
Many.
Everyday folders, the Christmas folders in there too. So do take the opportunity to grab these because, again, in essence, it's these look spectacular, and of course, it's down to how you colour them, how you ink them up, how you kind of finish them off, what sentiment you use. But in essence, it's a very simple way, particularly for beginners, to create really stunning projects because it's one pass through your machine.
Yep.
You've then got that beautiful emboss, and you're halfway, more than halfway, to creating a beautiful card, aren't you?
Yeah, absolutely. But you can see how quickly. I'll do one more just round here, so this is sort of coming together. So I'm putting where that darkest is, where it's overlapping, where it's sort of underneath that petal, and then I'm using that to wash out because you want then lighter around the edges. And if you've got the clear sparkle brush, I'm not sure if we've got any of them on the website. It's a great one to use instead of it's an alternative, and then you get a bit of sparkle as well.
There's the clear one in the Tint and Tones, isn't there?
Yes, there is. You're right.
I'm sure they're back in stock. This is where Nicola goes, "You're talking rubbish, Ben." I'm sure they're back in stock. Get ready. You're talking rubbish, Ben.
You spelt pen wrong.
Yeah, she said you spelt pen wrong.
I need to stop because I'm keep going because I think
yes, they're in stock.
There you go, and
there
they're in stock. Yeah, the sparkle pen is amazing. And what's great about the sparkle pen, you literally just wipe it until it goes clear, and then once it goes clear, there we go. It's starting to go clear. Do it on there so you can see all clear. That's ready to use again then. So for a different colour. But if you look at that one, and I show it to the light, you can see them. That we've got.
Yeah, brilliant.
So you can see how that would come together, and then you get that beautiful sparkle as well. So different ways to do them. So whether you're doing them with your, I've lost my card now, there it is under there. So whether you're doing them with your pigment ink pads, your watercolours, or your alcohol inks, you can do those. Whatever you decide, it's up to you.
Just brilliant, brilliant value for money, of course, as well. £24 or £32 is your platinum price on those. Lovely card, Debbie says. Jackie, love the card, says Mary Beth Doyle. Jane says, Ben, I love your jokes, and Debbie, yours too are super funny.
Oh, thank you.
Stephen Nicole says, I know you're supposed to be lead hand, Ben. I thought you want to be a crafter as well. Comedian first, though. Comedian, then crafter. I have many strings to my bow, Stephen, as you know.
You actually do, Ben. You are very talented in so many areas.
Well, as I like to say, I could do a lot of things to a very average standard. That's me. Michelle Moore says, that's true. That's lovely. I'm going to have to try it, says Michelle. And Hilary says, I have these and I must find them and have a play. I think more than anything, obviously, we want you to shop, we want you to buy. But if we've done a demo like Debbie's just done there and it's inspired you to go, oh, I've got these, I'm going to go and dig them out, then again, the job has been done there. And thank you. We'll go to a break. We're going to get Ali back in for one final demo in just a few moments' time. Let's go to a break with another joke. It's jokes galore tonight. Sue Gartland, what... This is a classic. What did the bison say to his son when he left the farm?
I don't know. What did the bison say to his son when he left the farm?
Bison.
Bison.
Bison. Thank you, Sue. We'll be back in 4.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the crafters companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty program today and receive 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits to joining Club Inspire include special members-only sales, and you can receive discounts or exclusive access to products, and even free gifts. You will receive 1 point for every £1, $1 or €1 that you spend. And the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. See if you can craft your way up to our ultimate Club Inspire tier, Platinum, where you'll enjoy the very best discounts and rewards that we offer. As you keep climbing through the club, you can actually reach Platinum Plus and even Platinum for life. The more points you collect, the more you will be rewarded within our amazing special Club Inspire community. So, what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
Look who I'm with. I'm down at Hobby Maker, and look who was in.
Oh God, it's been years. We've
Are you just sitting doing it? Oh my God,
This
Hobby,
is
look at this.
this is this afternoon.
Oh, look at this. Listen, I've got some amazing news. Sandra is coming to Crafters TV.
I know.
Tell them, when are you on?
Next week, next Wednesday.
Next Wednesday, right. And what are you going to be doing?
Oh, we've got Written in Stars.
Right.
We've got some back to class products to come on as well. So if you couldn't get to class or you've never been to one, you think, I want to have a go. I've got some stencils that are going to enable you to do what we've done in class. So you're going to be able to draw some things that you never thought possible. Absolutely, it's going to be wonderful.
Sandra does this incredible technique. If you've never seen it before, right? It's like grown-up doodling, isn't it?
It is, absolutely it is. Imagine you've got a ruler and you draw a straight line. Easy, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's easy because you can't draw a straight line without one.
Yeah.
So if you've got a stencil that allows you to draw some shapes and you know which order to put them in and where to add a bit of shade, you suddenly created a wonderful piece of artwork. And that's as easy as it is. Honestly, I know it's easy for me to say, but it is. That's how you do it.
We have been friends for years, and I'm so excited that we're going to have it back on Crafters TV. I know you're going to love the stuff. You're going to learn so much. So Wednesday. Preview on Wake Up Call, and then she's got her own show in the afternoon. It's going to be incredible. Right, we'll see you then.
All right, have you a good show yourself. See you soon.
Hi, it's Julesy One Kenobi here with my hoodie on. I just thought I'd let you know another reason why I absolutely love Crafters TV. The laughter and the giggles and the dressing up and the jokes. But the one thing for me that absolutely made me laugh so much I cried was the birthday week Vegas dressing up, where Ben was Belvis Mesley, and I just couldn't stop laughing because of the wig. The wig just did it for me, and I just absolutely couldn't stop laughing every time it came on. And that's another reason why I just love Crafters TV.
Yes, Julesy One Kenobi, another reason definitely to watch all the fun of the fair. Rhonda says, I have the beginner book of Sanntangle. There's some brand new goodies coming tomorrow. I believe you are going to want to jump in and grab those goodies. What I will say though is if you're interested to find out more about it, or to find out the first sort of information about it, or indeed you love Sandra and Sanntangle, be in early. If you can set your alarm for wake up call, because I know there's lots of new goodies coming to Crafters TV, but the stocks aren't massive again, unfortunately. So first come, first served. And of course you can join us live, quiz Sandra with all of your Sanntangle questions. It's going to be a fantastic day tomorrow. And of course, launch party with Debbie tomorrow night, this time with well, the return of some goodies which may have sold out, and also something brand new as well. Debbie's having a rest for the next sort of 15 minutes or so, and back in her place once again is the marvellous Ali from our Evesham store. Now, brilliant demo earlier on with the illustrators, and you're moving on because you said earlier that you're big into sort of like your messy craft.
Oh yes.
So this is why you're going to show us what you're going to show us next.
Yes, yeah, this is where the fingers will get a bit mucky, but as long as you're not going out for dinner and it washes off, it's all water-based, it will wash off. I have looked like Smurf a few times, but it's okay, it's all right. Yeah. But what I'm going to be showing you is my take on how I use the colour creation powders.
Okay.
I love these, and this is one of the ones that I'm going to show you. Sorry?
There we go.
There we are.
Perfect.
So I'm going to be showing you one of my most favourite things that Crafters Companion has ever brought out, and that's this. And if you don't know what this is masket tape.
Yes.
If you've not got this in your life, you need it. It's amazing, amazing stuff, okay? I used to spend, gosh, at least $2.99, $3.99 on one A4 sheet of this stuff.
Wowee.
Whereas you get a 15 metres on a roll, which I think is $7.99, is just fantastic.
And I think it is on the website as well, so yeah, grab it. Okay.
So basically what this is masking paper on a roll.
Right.
And this is really, really low tack, really low tack.
Okay.
So what I do is I actually put it on to some card.
Yeah.
So a top tip as well, because I've learnt this from teaching it in the classroom, is to put it onto a coloured piece of card, not a white piece of card.
Right.
Because when you start to try and peel it off, it's easier to know the white from the black rather than.
Yes.
So it's been a lot. That's been through trial and error throwing classes.
Yeah.
They'll let you know. And the other tip that I've got for you is this one. When you don't tear this, okay? It's very tempting to tear it. If you tear the edge, when you then come to lift it to take it off, it will start to split.
Yeah.
So what I do is I always cut it with a pair of scissors.
That's a good idea.
And then I always leave my tab on it so that it's always, I'm not wasting any, it's not splitting down. So that's one tip for you.
Good housekeeping, Ali.
Well, it's the things that come with teaching in the classroom. You do it so many times and come across so many problems. You learn these little bits and pieces. Right, so what I'm going to do with that is I'm actually going to die cut into this. So I think Sarah showed you how you can stamp onto this and then cut around it and then use that to mask off things. Yep. So you can do the same thing with your stamps and with your dies. So now I've got it on a piece of card. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to put this into my MIDI. I'm a MIDI user. I love my MIDI. And
yes, we all love the MIDI.
We all love a MIDI. So, what's Ben's slogan?
Well, the MIDI, why everyone loves the MIDI?
Why?
Well, because it's simplicity without the electricity.
Oh, that's genius.
Genius, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Can you spread that around the store?
Yes.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, well, I'll make a poster.
Yeah, oh, thank you, yeah, yeah. I'm surprised that's not filtered all the way down to Evesham.
We've not had that one.
No, it's big in America, apparently, that slogan.
Yep. See, I like it because it stops the divorces happening.
What's that?
It stops the divorce happening because it's quiet.
That is a good, not quite
when I'm crafting at 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning, as we do, you know.
Secret midnight crafter.
I've got my, just white wheel instead. Okay, so basically what you've then done is you've cut into here, and then with these dies that are in the art collection, Art Elements collection, which I believe are still in stock, available on the website, and then you're just going to snip into that, and then it will take away that section there. Okay.
Nice.
So then, very gently, what you're going to do, and I've done one earlier because you don't want to watch me doing this gently. But you're just going to peel it back very, very gently.
It's sticky stuff, isn't
it? It's sticky stuff, and because it's gone through the Gemini as well, because of the pressure of the machine, it will have really stuck it down. So, you know, you might have to have a second or third go at it sometimes, but it will peel off. Okay. Now, I have done one earlier because I'm prepared.
That's it.
Because I knew that would take a long time to do, but you can see, you can see that it has cut all those bits out. I have got one little bit that tore, but that doesn't matter because it's still sticky and I can stick it down.
Yes.
So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get my watercolour card, because with the colour creation powders, you need to use water to activate them. And so I've got my watercolour card here, and what I'm going to do is I'm just peeling my one I made earlier off, and I'm going to then just stick this down onto my card. There we are. So I'm just lining that up, and then I'm just pressing all those bits, little pieces down. And what that's going to do is it's going to mask off those areas and leave the white of the card. So this stuff is absolute genius. I don't understand the science of it. It's amazing, because what this does is it will actually take in the colour but not allow the colour to go under it. It's amazing. It's amazing. You'll see. So I'm just going to stick that down a little bit. It's curling a little bit at the tops because it's hot in here and I've left it in under the hot light. But it's okay.
Scorchio today. So warm.
And then, the little bits that did not make it, that's fine, because I can just put them in and stick them on. And if you can reuse these as well. So if I always store mine on a piece of acetate, and then you can just keep using them until they're not sticky anymore.
And I'm glad you're showing these as well, because I find people do get confused with the colour creations and the pearl powders as well. There's a bit of crossover and confusion, but these we activate with water, correct?
These activate with water,
right.
Yes. So these are the ones that will go,
yes.
And make
what do they do? What do they do?
There we go. However, there was something that was released with the pearl powders, which is the sieve. I say it is integral to using these as well. Okay. Also available on the website, Nicola says. Search powder dispenser. There we go. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a look at my colour creation powders, and I'm going to think about my colour wheel and think about which colours will blend together and be fine together, and not create a brown. So you don't want to be mixing a purple and a yellow. That's going to make some browny colours. So try and stick with things that is in the same area of it. So I'm going to have my I'm going to use Allen Purple. I'm going to use Poppy Field. I'm going to use Leaf Flurry. And I'm also going to use some Yellow Buttercup. Okay. Right. So the reason why that you want to the sieve is because even though the powder that's in here is very fine, there's still some larger chunks in there. It just happens. It's a powder, you know, just like you sieve your flour before you bake your cakes or everything. So, and the larger chunks, what they will do, they'll release so much pigment that it will just kind of mar what's going on with everything else. You want just a tiny bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm using my sieve.
So this will give you an even spread, yeah?
It's going to help with the spread, but it's going to stop any larger chunks dropping onto the paper as well.
Okay.
And if you see, once I move the sieve, you'll be able to see how much I've actually used, which is hardly anything.
Hardly anything, yeah.
Hardly anything. You really don't need a lot for this. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just, this really sticking up. It does stick normally, promise.
It is the heat of the studio, I'm telling you, the studio lights as well, Ali.
We'll get there. So now I'm just going to use my leaf flurry, and I'm actually going to use quite a lot of the leaf flurry because I'm wanting to make sure that this is well defined behind the masking that's there. And then I'm just going to put a little bit of the Poppy Field in the middle.
Okay. Lots of love for this. A lot of people appreciate the fact that you're using masking tape. Brenda and Pat saying, appreciate this demonstration on Mask It. Thank you for the tips. And I like that sifter idea, says Rhonda as well. So yeah, good tip.
Yeah, so you can see in the sifter, there's not many, but you can see there are some larger pieces there that it is stopped going in. So it keeps it a nice, fine evenness. And then what I do is I put my bigger bits into my pot. So this is the artist art art accessory set. Thank you, Nicola.
Yeah.
And I used that to put my larger powders in, and then I also put my larger powders in my misters. So I've now got a yellow mister to be able to use as well. So you don't have to mist with just water.
No.
You can mist with a colour as well. So, which I might be able to show you if I hurry up. So what we're going to do now... Time
do you
is
have
running
someone
out.
on the clock in the store when you're doing, like, going, 5 minutes?
5 minutes.
5 minutes left.
Yeah, because they're like, the till's going to close soon. You need to stop,
Yeah,
Ali.
we want to go home, Ali. Come on.
Right, so I'm going to take a run. Right, so when you're doing the misting, okay, you don't want to mist down and straight onto it because that's going to blast it everywhere. So what you want to do is kind of like blowing over the top.
Okay.
It's like my mum taught me how to put perfume on. She used to make
waft.
me... No, she used to make me spray it in front of me and then walk into it.
Oh, okay.
So it's kind of...
I love that. I might try that
kind
tomorrow
of like
with my
that.
aftershave.
So I'm just spraying over the top, and you can see, even though some bits are sticking up, it's starting
come on.
to bloom.
That is
And you
so
don't need
good.
a lot of the water, because if you add lots and lots of water, it's all just going to merge together and you don't get that lovely speckled bits. So what I'm then going to do is I'm just going to dry that off, because you don't want to remove your masking tape whilst it's wet, because it will tear.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to dry that.
Whilst you're drying that, we can say hello to Jane McGillivray. Says, I absolutely love the colour creation powders. And Yvonne Rimmer, who I feel, that's Yvonne who I would have met at the NEC, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
I thought it was. Yvonne says, well done, Ali, so proud of you. Great to see you on Crafters TV.
Oh, thank you, everybody. Thank you for tuning in.
And I've got these powders, says Stephanie. Haven't used them yet. And Hilary says, I love Ali. She is so professional. Hashtag profesh. Says Hilary. That is a high accolade, that one. Hashtag profesh.
Thank you. Right. Okay, so I've just got to wipe that off.
Okay.
Oh no, hang 1 second. What I'm going to do is, because as I am always a frugal crafter as well, I've got my little scrap pieces of watercolour card.
Of course you do.
Of course I do. So I'm just going to always got some watercolour card by the side of me, so I can just start picking that up, and then I can do all sorts of different things with that now. I've made something beautiful. I've got a drawer full of these things.
They'll come in handy at some point, won't they?
They will, and they do. If you make a mess of it, it doesn't matter, because at least then you can die cut something into it, and you don't see the mess. It just looks beautiful. So yeah, have a go with that. So I'll just clean that off. There we go. And we'll see how well this is done, even though it's curled. It's not too bad. So yeah, it's not too bad. Not too bad at all.
Oh, look at this.
Let me get those ones on. There we go. So you can see where it's curled off a little bit on the edges. You haven't got quite a definition, but you can see that you've got that masked finish. And it just amazes me that the colour of that you would have thought would have bled through. But no, it's completely white.
That's such a cool technique.
So you can use that on its own if you're liking, but then the black card that you cut out earlier, with on top of this,
of course,
you can lay on top the right way round, and if you lay it just to the side, then you're getting a bit more of a shadow effect as well.
That is
so
awesome.
then once that is then put together, you can stick that all together into a card like this. What I've loved as well is these sentiments. So the Vellum Sentiments they work fabulously. When you've got something like that, you want your eye drawn to this beautiful colour. It doesn't need much else, because that's what you're looking at. So having these Vellum sentiments are fantastic, and I just love the everyday sentiments, and I like the ones in black because I do like to stamp in black.
Yeah.
And with these ones, you've got ones which says happy birthday, and you've got friends ones, and you've got thank you ones as well.
Lots of different ones, yeah.
So the ways that you get, as you can see, you get lots on the roll.
10 metres
You
there,
do get loads and loads and loads. And something that I like to play around with as well is putting my sentiments in where you're not expecting them to be. So a lot of people would think that if I'm having my sentiment, it's got to be in the centre, at the bottom, or so.
I like that because it kind of just doesn't spoil the main image at all, does it?
So just a little bit on the side and up a bit can be fine as well.
Perfect.
And so all I've done is that's 1 inch, so I've just stuck that down first, and then I've stuck this onto a piece of black card with my dotty tape onto this, onto there, and then pieced that all together very simply to make this.
There
we go.
Fantastic. What a brilliant demo.
And I can just show you a few other little things. Ooh,
oh, okay.
A few other little things if we've got enough time.
You've got about a minute tonight.
A minute, that's fine. So just some more ideas. So with this one, all I've done there is I've masked off a circle first.
Oh, yeah.
So think about all your dies that you have. I mean, look at this one.
Oh, that's so cool.
Okay. All I've done is die cut one of our hearts from the Love collection into the masket tape, and then I've just done the powders around it. And that can be turned in, you can just put a sentiment in there. It's all sorts of things that you can do. You can do it onto photo paper. So with photo paper, there we go.
Brilliant.
Ooh, there we are. Okay, can you see you get really, really nice veiny structure? And I thought cutting into this one with the leaf dies and things like that, you'd be making really nice things with that. And then just normal, just with the stamp as well.
That's great.
There we are.
Brilliant. I mean, so many options there for you and some brilliant demos. Ali, thank you so much. Have you enjoyed it today?
I've loved it. I've loved it. It's been really good fun. It's been really nice to play with the things that I love playing with anyway. But to show you guys as well. I hope you liked it.
We've loved having her here, haven't we?
Absolutely.
I felt like Sarah then. That's what Sarah would do, isn't it?
You guys, so you're here tomorrow, aren't you? But you're not here, kind of thing.
Yeah, we're doing filming tomorrow. So doing filming all day tomorrow. But we are coming back for a launch party tomorrow night with a brand new launch. And we've already teased you and said that those sympathy dies are coming back in. And you've got another demo for us tomorrow.
I have, yes.
Tell them what else is coming back tomorrow.
So what's coming back is one of my favourite collections, the bookworm collection.
Yes.
So I'm going to be showing you how you can use some of that with the liquid watercolours as well.
Oh, that's going to be amazing. Yeah, the bookworm collection, it literally sold out. So if you didn't get it, you're going to want to tune in for tomorrow. It's going to be amazing. But not only that, Ben, Sandra's in tomorrow.
She is. Sandra's going to be here. It's going to be a fantastic day. So Sandra and me on Wake Up Call. Then we're together in the craft house in the middle show, and then it will be me, Debbie, and Ali again on launch party tomorrow night. So very much looking forward to that. Just a few final comments, and we've got our winners to announce. Thank you to Ben, Debbie, and Ali for a wonderful start to my week. Says Jane in Las Vegas. Morning therapy done. I hope everyone has a great rest of their day. Stephanie says, lovely techniques. Thank you to Ali and nice to meet you. Beautiful, says Melanie D. Gorgeous, says Sarah. And thank you, says Steph. Super cards. Thank you guys for all the comments coming through as well. Really, really enjoyed the interactivity on this show. Just trying to find my winners. Here they are. 2 winners. So if I call your name, congratulations, you have won a set of our fantastic floral panel dies and an embossing folder to go with. Our 2 winners tonight, Kate Myers on YouTube and Jackie Deschamps on Facebook. So well done.
Yay!
Oh, Kate! Hi, Kate! Kate! And also Jackie! So Kate Myers and Jackie Deschamps.
And Jackie, sorry, I didn't know that. Jackie as well. Jackie! I missed the foot. Hi, Jackie.
Fix! Chosen at random. You put that, where's it gone? CTV prizes at crafterscompanion.co.uk. Jackie and Kate, just message us and we'll send these out to you, or I'll just give them to Ali and she can give them to you next time she sees you. Probably easier. Thank you so much, everybody. Again, massive thank you to Debbie and to Ali. Thank you to you guys as well. Thank you to Becky on the socials tonight. Jan's been on the socials today. Thank you to her. Thank you to Jake. Thank you to Nicola. Thank you to Sam. I think that is everybody. most of all, thank you to you guys as well for being with us. Be back tomorrow. It's going to be a sensational day with me, Sandra, Ali and Debbie, and we'll be here from midday UK time, 7 AM Eastern, 4 AM Pacific. Until then, thanks for watching. Enjoy the rest of your Monday, and bye for now.